Thank you for tuning in to the reading produced by Black Spectrum Network. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get the latest updates on this channel. If you want to receive these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date, then subscribe to our Patreon at www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. We offer online courses that teach how to do tarot, create magical potions, and how to work with ancestors, deities, and African diasporic spirits. Visit the Shrine of Black Epistemology at blackepistemology.com. If you like mentorship with me or one of our staff, book a mentorship consultation on our website at www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. So we're going to get right into this reading about Summer Walker. I'm not very, I've heard a couple of songs from Summer Walker. I think she has a pretty voice. I really didn't know who she was until maybe the past 2 months. Like a lot of my students have been talking about her, and especially in my group. I think that she was opening up a botanica down here in Atlanta. So I know that she's into the occult as well. So the first card that I get is the card for the Advocate, which is speaking about her being someone that I get that there's a quality about this woman where she's not advocating for other people, but she's advocating for herself on her behalf. I get that she's someone that is very self-interested and has issues being a selfless person. I get that she is often abused. Like when she has to give to people, she's put in a position where she's giving out of an effect of being manipulated by someone. So this talks about her childhood. The Advocate card would say that she, as a younger girl, her parents imposed upon her a lot of responsibilities. So she had to cook, clean. They wanted her to live her parents were very strict. I do get that she was afraid to get in trouble for little things, and she was responsible for managing a lot of the domestic duties in the household. The Advocate card is saying that she feels like I get that her relationship with her mother and her father. I don't know if she's I don't know anything about this one, but I don't know if she's Caribbean. But I get that her relationship with her mother and father is weird because it's like she appreciates them for bringing structure into her life, but at the same time, I get that she also finds it. She also found them to be very difficult to deal with too, and so I just get from this Advocate card that she's someone that right now in her life she's just like, look, I'm not out for self and nobody else, but at this time I'm very much focused on my own healing and helping myself get to where it is that I need to be, and but I also get that she's still taking care of family members as well with her money. I got the card for the Mystic, which is talking about her being into mysticism or being someone that's like a psychic or has intuitive ability. So she's very much into the occult. I get that specifically she may be into astrology and numerology. She may be into tarot, doing divinations, but for the most part, I get that she's someone that is going to push the agenda that she has mystical abilities, and she'll also identify as a witch. I get that she'll draw upon European folk magic or Wiccan magical and divination systems for her to help her to interpret the spiritual messages around her. So I get that her spiritual literacy is very much informed by a lot of Wiccan texts that she's read, and also I get that she's researched a lot of what she knows through the internet. I don't get that she's particularly loyal to any craft, but I do get that she has a deep interest in the occult, but she doesn't spend a lot of time studying it from a scholarly perspective, but she's interested in it in terms of what it can do for her practically in her everyday life. So the card for the Slave is speaking about her being someone that she has a very submissive energy. I get that from these cards, she's someone that can be easily manipulated. I'm not sure if she's like a Pisces, but I get that she's someone that can be she can easily be persuaded or hypnotized by charming people. The slave card is also talking about her being someone that needs to be careful in this lifetime of signing the wrong deals or signing things out of emotion. I also get that she has issues with accepting responsibility for things in her life. So it's responsibility, particularly around the finances, right? So I get that she may be someone that's like, here, I don't want to look at these documents, give them to an accountant. It's just for my accountant to handle. I don't need to know about it as long as I'm getting paid. So she needs to be someone that's more invested into the day-to-day mathematics of how her finances are looking. And she also needs to make sure that she doesn't just rely on smart people that are experts in certain fields to be the sole authority on what she should and should not do in her life. For example, don't just because your lawyer says it's a good contract, make sure that you read through it, because I get that she can fall victim to being someone that signs like predatory contracts and things of that nature. Okay, so Okay, so the next card that I get is the card for the artist, and the card for the artist is speaking about her being someone that has a lot of creative potential. So I get that she may be someone that's a classically trained musician. She also may be someone that paints and draws as well. I get that she's a visual learner, and she is able to interpret, like she uses her sight to interpret things, and she relies on sight to inform the lyrics that she writes, the notes that she sings. I get that she's someone that is incredibly cerebral. So she daydreams a lot, and she's always trying to bring to life through her music exactly what you see here. She's trying to show through her music that she's an actual artist, that she wants you to be able to visualize the scenes and scenarios in her head. So she's going to be someone that layers. She's going to constantly layer her music with innuendo and multi-layered meanings. And yeah, so that's what I get from that card. There was nothing else to say. Okay, so the next card that I get is the card for the Fool. So this is talking about her being someone, as indicated by the card, I'll read it for you. This card reads about someone who fearlessly reveals their emotions, and someone that whom through her behaviors can be considered absurd and hypocritical, in the sense that people may say that, hey, you said this one day, but here it is, you're doing this yourself. Like, you criminalize or criticize people, not criminalize, but you criticize people and admonish them for doing this, but here it is that you're participating in this behavior as well. But I get that with her being the Fool, she's kind of like the court jester. So there's this level of self-awareness that she has about herself, where she knows that people are laughing at her. And she tries to play aloof to the fact that she is aware that people are laughing at her. And she's intending for people to laugh at her, but she wants people to, she's trying to play victim. So it's like she does things that she knows people are going to laugh at or people are going to criticize. And then she wants to criticize those people in return for criticizing her, because it's like, she's like, hey, if you tell me, she's the sort of person that she'll say that she hates cheese, and then she'll eat a cheese, see her eating a grilled cheese sandwich, and people will criticize her for it, saying like, you said that you didn't eat grilled cheese. And she said, well, I don't eat grilled cheese, but you got to understand that I was eating grilled cheese because I was a part of this particular festivity. And my homegirl said, we're all going to be eating grilled cheese sandwiches, and I'm going to be loyal to my homegirl. And so you're wrong for criticizing me. You have grilled cheese phobia. That is what's wrong with you. That's the sort of person that she is. And it's like, people will laugh at her for going off about creating the term grilled cheese phobia. She knows she's being funny, but she's also genuinely hurt. But it's like she invites fuckery into her life. So the Fool card is essentially about her wearing a mask, trying to present a strong face to people when she is criticizing them, but deep down she knows that she's hurting because she knows that she's being called out for hypocritical behavior, although she doesn't want to accept the behavior as hypocritical. Okay. All right, so the next card that I get for her is the card for the companion. So this is talking about her being someone that's like a hopeless romantic. It essentially is meaning that she enjoys she's also enjoys the companionship of her friends and family. The people that she considers family, however, are friends. So I get that she has strained relationships with her family. I don't know exactly why that is. So I guess that may, you all can leave in the comments, or if you all want to know in a future reading what are her family relationships like, let's do it. But the companion card is saying that she has a fear of being from her. Okay, with her family, she's been betrayed by family members, particularly around them talking about her personal business. And I get that there's been a lot of experimentation in her like sexual life. I don't get that she's been promiscuous, but I feel like she has a bisexual energy about her. And the card for the companion is talking about her being someone that is seeking out, she has abandonment issues essentially. But the abandonment is, okay, she's flighty. She abandons her family. Her family's gonna stick around. I don't get that they've like quit on her, but they are overly involved in her life. They constantly surveil her, so she feels like she's someone that literally feels like they're malfunctioning. She's like, you all are trying to put me in this box, this category, or you're trying to program me, and I tried to operate off the program and I short circuited. So now this is what you get. And she's someone that accepts that she's short circuiting or malfunctioning, but she's also like, I'm an artist, so there's beauty in this malfunctioning. I can make this dysfunction work for me. I can heal through this dysfunction. I can tell stories through this dysfunction. She's someone that, because she loves art and music so much, she is going to be motivated to work through that dysfunction through her art and through her music, because she's committed to those things. I was actually going to pick these cards up and just stop the reading right there with the personality analysis, but Spirit is like, give her 7. Give her 7 because I feel like people really want to know more about Summer Walker. So if you're enjoying this reading, hit the skull emoji. All right, so the Destroyer card is talking about her being someone that self-sabotages, okay? The Destroyer card is like Scorpio energy. All right, so this deck is not particularly informed by astrology that I know of, but it's the archetypes. It's got to be Jungian theory in it, right? But this is saying that with her being the Destroyer, she's someone that starts things and stops them. She has a problem finishing things, but she has a problem finishing things because she needs a companion to help her. She's someone that is always, she's someone that's going to do best in relationships. Even whether the relationship is healthy or not, she's going to produce her best music in relationships. She's like Mary J. Blige, y'all. She's the artist that if she doesn't have a companion, she weighs too much. Her heart is is heavier than a feather, and she just sinks into an abyss, and she goes into this dark place, and you get no music, and she stops things. But the Destroyer card is also a good thing. So it's explosive, meaning that when she does have a companion, there are going to be these fireworks. It means that things are going to be intense between them, and there will be conflict, there will be arguments, but she's also going to find inspiration through that sort of. She's also going to be someone that finds inspiration through that sort of conflict and struggle and very how do I say this? Very tumultuous energy. She's someone that, hey, she makes lemons out of lemonade. No Beyonce. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and get into the Summer Walker reading. I have my questions right here. All right, so I know that she's been with London on the track, bitch. All right, so she's with London on the track. Probably right now. I'm not sure. I don't know, but people want to know, how does she and London on the track get together? How does she and London on the track get together? All right, so this relationship started out of business. So there's someone that introduced her to London on the Track, but I heard music executive. The music executive is the King of Pentacles, not London on the Track. But this King of Pentacles represents someone that also has like a film background as well. So I get that they haven't acted, but they may own a production company or they may have their hand in film. I don't know why, but like I hear Timbaland, but that Timbaland probably ain't got shit to do with this. Okay, so don't take my word for it. All right, but I see that this was an introduction into this gentleman introduced introduced her to London on the Track. So this was supposed to be her, getting in the studio to work on. Let's say she had 50 different songs that she was supposed to work on, and 2 or 3 of them were to be produced by London on the Track. Should she like it? Okay, so. What's I feel like Summer Walker has known who London on the Track was. And I don't mean this in terms of like we know London on the Track. Like I know him as just like we got London on our track, bitch. But I mean, she knew London on the Track probably by like her being really into music. So this is like, oh, you're London on the Track. I know what you look like. Look, I don't know what London on the Track looks like, okay? But she knows what London on the Track looks like. So I feel like there was an instant attraction to him, and she's always really wanted to work with him. She's, sometimes people have like these little crushes, right? Like, I mean, I had a crush on Don Lemon back when I was like 22. But I'm just saying that like, not many people knew who Don Lemon was around then. It was like I just knew him. He was like the cute guy that was working at CNN. And he ate at Murphy's in Virginia Highlands sometimes, and I was looking at his Foursquare. But this ain't about me. This is about Summer Walker. So Summer Walker knew who London on the Track was. I mean, that was her Don Lemon. That was her. She has crushes, okay, and she doesn't crush on the average celebrity. I feel like she knows. You're this music executive son. And she knows like these, like, I guess like he's like famous adjacent, in a way, like he's not like A-list celebrity or anything, but I guess what I'm saying is in the popular consciousness, right? I'm sure that women slide in his DM, right? But for her, this, like she was instantly, she looked at him and she's like, look, when she got in the studio, she's like, this is it. I'm going to make this work. And I feel like she came onto him. I feel like she made it known, like she was flirtatious with him. She was like, look, I'm attracted to you. But what I also see is that the music that they initially had tried to plan out were like the songs that she was coming in the studio to like do with him, they didn't actually do. I feel like they, got me going in circles. So it's like, as you can see with this card right here, it's like she came in with an agenda, but the agenda is like, look, at the end of the day, she's someone that can make dysfunction work. If this were anybody else, no project would have probably have come out of this, okay? And it would have probably been shit. And I'm talking about like Sierra Fantasy Ride boring. But with this is a 7 of Pentacles here. It's essentially saying that like, something good came out of this, right? Like a 7 is a magical number. It's like this is divine. So they're saying like divine music really came out of their encounter, but it's not like the stuff they produced together was not originally what she had liked. And I feel like a lot of this current album may be based out of some of the experiences that she's had with him. Sans, like I feel like these are, it's autobiographical. I feel like it's autobiographical. So some of it is about him, some of it is about other people, and some of it is about like her trying to just sing a song where other people can live vicariously through it. But we're gonna get some more tea about Summer Walker. All right, so with their relationship, this is actually quite interesting because I don't know who this person is, but I've been talking about her for a long time. She's actually got some quite interesting tea, so I'm gonna keep going. All right, so they broken up a lot. They broken up because he stepped out on her or cheated on her, but she chooses to stay in the relationship regardless. I get that she feels trapped in the relationship. I also get that he's been abusive to her, at least like verbally abusive. And I get that the way that it's the way that he talks to her. She feels that she's controlled by him, but also she's like really in love. And I get that she can't help but to be attracted to him. as well. She has like this thing about her where she's like, this is my best friend, and although things are unconventional, like she's an unconventional lover as well. Like she's not I get that she's non-committal, but for some reason she really wants to be committed to him. And when they break up, she hates it. It brings her a lot of anxiety as well. So I guess I'm getting more into how their relationship is. So this is all to say that they had a fated encounter. It was love at first sight on her behalf. Okay? And drawing more cards. All right, so this is all saying that, okay, so so from his perspective, from London on the track, bitch, from his perspective, I get that it's about money for him. It's like it's for him, relationships are business partnerships. If they can make money together, then the relationship works. If we can make money together, we're having sex, the relationship works. It's good when they make money together. That's how things are for them. He likes that. And he had mental, like, it was like instantly. He was like, you know what, we got good chemistry together. You're a great artist. We're going to make this work. He saw money bags when he saw her. But I also get from him being a Prince of Swords, it's like, well, for him being a Prince of Swords, it's like, well, it's like he didn't want to eliminate the opportunity. Like he typically doesn't want to mix business with pleasure, but he didn't want to eliminate the opportunity for some good music to really come out of this. And for him, he was like, you know what? This is a moment where we're going to remember this. Like 20 years down the line, we could make history together. And we could have like an unsung and talk about, how it was that we ate, hot Cheetos and laid on the studio floor, on a hardwood floor, and just, you just wrote on napkins and shit. And we just made organic magic with each other. And I had my Audacity open and GarageBand on my phone, and I don't know. So that's what I see. They were introduced to each other by someone, which is a good thing. I mean, hey, isn't that the best way to get to know somebody? All right, so we're going to get into another question with Summer Walker and London on the track. Was Summer a side chick to London? So was that? I guess that means was London unavailable for like a monogamous relationship? Is Summer still a side chick to London? I didn't know any of this shit. Okay, but hey, have you ever been a side chick to somebody? Hit the skull emoji if you've been a side chick to someone. Shit, like don't hit the skull emoji. Hit the fucking eggplant emoji. Tell us the truth. Have you been a side chick? Okay. All right, so was she a side chick? Okay, so what I'm getting from the instructions of these cards, right? Yes. Okay, yes. He was with another woman. I can't see. He was with somebody. I'll put it that way. He was taken. I get a feminine energy, okay? He was taken. But and that's the most I'm gonna say. But he was taken, and I get that he chose Summer Walker because the relationship is more appropriate. It's a more appropriate relationship. It's something new. He met her and he's like, look, he was transitioning out of an older relationship with the feminine energy into this one with her. Because like I said, it was an instant spark for them. It was like, soul. It was something, not even something, but it was definitely a soulmate relationship for them. I get that he was very attracted to her body and to her brain and the way her mind worked. But I also get that he didn't tell her that he was in a relationship either. So that's another thing. So she was, but I also want to say that I don't get that she was completely oblivious the entire time in the relationship. So the next The next few cards are essentially saying that he's in this relationship with her because he feels like he owes her. He's guilty. He feels guilty for dragging her into a situation like this. He's like, you didn't really deserve this. You really didn't deserve this. And I'm getting from these cards that this caught her really off guard when she found out and especially the type of relationship that it was. And she's a spiritual person. She felt like he was taking energy from her. I hear those sorts of arguments that I feel like he was stealing my energy. I feel like he was jocking my vibe, and I mean, ultimately these cards are these cards are saying that,
so fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your liar too. Cause when we're here, there's nothing better than the skyline.